incel extremes, Kanye's Trump dreams, and Stormy Daniels' Taint teams. Coming up today on The Point.
It's actually pretty good.
Hello and welcome to The Point, the only talk show bringing gay and straight men together to see what happens. Hello, everybody. Hey. And I saw what you were doing out of the corner of my eye.
Four of us
You
doing
always get in
it.
trouble.
Zayd and Jim are still away, although Jim, do you know what he's doing right now
Walking
as we...
down
Taking a shit?
the aisle.
He's getting married?
Oh my God.
Oh,
Is he getting married?
He's getting married.
Wow.
Jim is getting married as we speak right now.
Congratulations.
Yes, mazel tov.
Hey.
He'll be back next week to tell us all about it. But in their stead, we have back with us YouTuber and author Adam Carroll.
Hello.
Hola.
Thank you for having me.
And
I'm
only
excited.
one person
Thank you.
applauded.
One person. Thank you.
I wasn't sure when you were. Yeah. Okay.
You're like the Jeb Bush of The Point. Please clap.
Oh.
Also back with us, podcaster extraordinaire Leah Abraham.
Like that title. All the claps. All the claps. Love it.
And you just got back from vacay, right?
I did.
Yeah. Did you have a nice time?
I did. I'm back now, though.
You're
so
back.
Don't be jealous of me. I'm here with you now.
Don't hate her because she's beautiful.
Oh, you can hate me for that. That's okay.
We do.
Well.
Good to know.
Well, actually, and this is kind of a weird transition. Talking
Really?
point.
Your transitions are always weird.
Okay, can I continue?
Oh, he didn't even give you a chance.
Go. Talking point number one: the incel rebellion. Okay, so
we were all just laughing so much. Like,
And now we're going right to the serious thing.
That's the transition from here
as
to
you know, here in Toronto, the city in which this show emanates from, there was a tragic incident with a rental van that plowed down pedestrians down on the north end of the city on Yonge Street, which is the main artery through the north-south artery through the city. 10 people died, I believe 15 were injured. The perpetrator, the alleged perpetrator, his name is Alec Manassian, and he is reportedly part of what is called the incel community. And incel stands for, and I hadn't heard about this, but I was kind of fascinated by it. It stands for involuntarily celibate. So, and if you remember, a couple of years ago, someone by the name of Elliot Rodger, 20-something, he went on a rampage in California, and he produced this video that he put online talking about how women wouldn't date him and wouldn't speak to him, and he was basically his rampage was based on the anger that he had towards women because women were always rejecting him. And Alec Manassian, the guy behind the Toronto van attack, is reportedly part of that same community.
Is that why he did it?
it's not a community. It's just fucking people who are like,
people.
yeah, these garbage human beings that think that they're owed something by women, which they're not. And I mean, I don't know a lot about women, but maybe they aren't super into dudes who murder people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's part of it
it's quite
too.
possible.
There's
You're
clearly
right,
something
you're right.
wrong
Well,
with your personality.
Not really. Not
in-
I mean-
at least I can speak for myself. Not really.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some fetish out there, perhaps.
I mean, there's, I mean, I say community because there's online community. I mean, it's an online community, and that's the word that people use to describe a bunch of people with a common interest or whatever.
But he didn't target just women, right? He just plowed any.
He's just
the
upset.
majority of, I think, the people he killed were women.
Well,
He
Yes.
wasn't looking to kill women, I don't think. I think he just
He
decided
was just
to kill people.
angry.
Yeah.
I wonder. I mean, like, maybe we'll find out, but I wonder if there's something about that particular area as well. There's some sort of connection, some
Right.
person that rebuked his advances or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Like, because
Well, he went to school close by.
okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah,
Right.
I actually
didn't
live
realize.
exactly where he did
Jesus.
that. I live at
Oh,
Young
wow.
and Empress.
Seriously?
I live at Young and Empress.
Wow.
And there's like our whole building was like blocked off completely, and that area. Other than the school, him being close to school, I don't really understand why else he would do that area. If he was targeting a large amount of people,
Yeah, do it.
and
downtown.
you could have chosen
Like a
another
downtown
spot. It
location.
was also
Yeah. Well-
hockey night that night, and I believe there was a lot of people gathering at Maple Leaf Gardens.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it wasn't, and this
I question
actually,
that.
but I want to jump back to the incel stuff because there's been a lot of analysis of this segment of the population since again, and a lot of people didn't know about it, and it seems that it's tied to not just the rejection of these men by women, but putting the blame on the women. That it's based on misogyny, and that women owe these men something. Like they
what I was
are
saying earlier, yeah.
entitled to have sex or whatever with women. Where does that I mean, to me, it just, yeah,
make
I mean,
sense.
it's like Game of Thrones to me. It's like, the women are just, but aren't, I mean, I understand that there are misogynists in the world, but
It comes from the entirety of the foundation on which our society is built, frankly, is a very misogynist, sort of patriarchal society. And it always has been. And it's still very much there, even though we're trying to start turning the ship a little bit. But, it's a big ship. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take a lot of work. And people have to be very vigilant about it every single day in all of the little things and then also the big things. We work in film, saying things like camera guy or sound guy, rather than, I've, consciously, I mean, it's not really conscious anymore, try to say operator because but it was for so long just
But at the
assumed
same
that it's a
time,
man.
do you find that, do you encounter this sense of entitlement from straight men?
Yeah.
That they are entitled to you?
Yes. I mean, obviously not that aggressive. But when a guy comes up to you in a club and buys you a drink, he then expects you to basically go home with him. There's an entitlement.
I spent $650 on you.
So that's why we, as women, sometimes I have to put up my guard and be like, you know what? I do want that drink, to be honest with you, but I'd rather just buy it myself because I don't want that follow-up of you expecting something from me. And obviously there's other cases where that comes about, but it's definitely still there.
Do you think that there is because some of the stuff that's come out about this incel mindset is that it's a backlash, that women are getting more power in the greater community, right? Things are becoming more equal. And in fact, women are doing better in academics now across the board than men are. So
I feel like they have for a long time, frankly.
but
I
this,
feel like I've heard this
we're
study
just
before.
paying more attention.
is this perhaps this part of a backlash?
That's a great question. First of all, just like you, incel was the first, this incident was the first time I've ever heard of incel. Have you guys heard this before?
No.
Not a chance.
No, I've never heard it. So this is something that, I think we really have to look into and study. But that's actually a really good theory. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
It could be an extreme backlash.
I just feel like unless we start teaching kids, children, about how to be proper human beings, which we don't do, then the issues like this will never actually go away. Unless we start teaching kids what respect is, what love is, what just being human is.
But that
isn't
comes
gonna
from the
stop.
parents, right? If the parents are damaged,
they're not
then they're
doing
gonna.
it.
But I'm saying that if the parents have one way of thinking, and then they're gonna teach their kids that way. So
Yeah,
just
but I
as
also
a
think-
kid,
Well, we
I
don't
really
know
know.
for sure, though,
Yeah.
if the parents, the dad was devastated and so embarrassed. obviously, but we don't know what he taught his
Right,
child,
that's
right?
fair
Like,
enough.
But
you
also,
can't
I
blame
think
it on
the
the
age
parents.
thing is different.
Most
We're the-
times,
It could
that's
be.
where you
We're-
get stuff
yeah,
from, you know what
your
I mean?
upbringing.
But
Yeah.
we're the age of people that, and I just assume everyone's always my age, including you, Fred. So welcome back to
Thank you.
the prime of your life. But you know, we're the group of people that are aware of these social issues, that are aware of equality being actually important, and so we have kids that are, you know, a year or 2 years old. Like they aren't the people yet that need to come up yet. So I think we don't know. I think like maybe. Yeah, I mean, like it's our parents that are like, yeah, you guys maybe didn't do the greatest. My parents did. My parents are great.
Yeah.
Here's a question.
Ditto.
Here's a question for Tito and Adam.
Excuse me.
Given that there is misogyny amongst gay men,
100%.
yeah, why do you think we haven't heard of a gay incel?
Because no one's taken a van and run over a bunch of gay people yet.
Is that? Do you think there are?
It's 100%.
I mean,
like,
do you think there are gay incels?
Of course.
Really?
100%.
No,
I don't know.
Adam talks about not getting laid all the time.
All the time. Like,
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
That's
so
just
many
like men
jokes
blaming
just
other
came out.
men for not getting laid. Like that, I don't know about that.
Well, here, this is an article from the Bellerico report about why are there you don't hear about gay incels, and they actually put forward something that I had thought about, which is gay male sexual culture has evolved in such a way that sex is easier to find. There's less stigma about anonymous sex and sex work among gay men. There are still cruising spots, bathhouses,
Yeah.
and you can.
So it doesn't matter how ugly you are. Like you can still hook up.
Like there are so many
But-
straight men who have complained to me, good-looking straight men who have complained to me, oh, I can't find, and I'm like, oh, honey, if you were gay, like you'd have sex tonight.
right.
If it's just the
But
sex,
is it
that's
just
one
sex?
thing.
I don't think
right?
it is though. I think it's the actual like pursuing the woman and then getting that woman.
You think
not
that's
just-
the problem with him? Like that's the
Yeah,
It's
struggle
the
100%.
he has?
entitlement.
It's bruising his ego,
Okay.
basically.
Exactly.
It's the entitlement,
Okay.
right? I mean, look at Bill Cosby, and you know he was just found guilty. It's this: I am entitled to drug you and have sex with you.
But also the fact that you don't know how to handle rejection. That's the issue. That you don't. No one taught you how to handle that. You learned about
Well, because-
sex and how to handle women through pornography, and that doesn't happen in porn. You
And
can be the
it's so
ugliest
true.
thing in the
If-
world,
if-
and the hot girls coming
if we're
for
gonna
ya.
go back to the whole like generational thing, parenting thing, it's this culture of everybody gets a medal.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
there's no such thing as
100%.
winners and losers. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
winning something and losing,
There's a
learning
difference.
to lose
Is
is
important.
one of the most important lessons
Yes.
you can learn.
Hey,
I agree.
Preach, Fred.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Amen.
Quickly.
I would agree, but I would also then put a bunch of that blame on the generation above us and their bullshit sort of like religious oppression, which makes sex this horrible,
Yes.
sort of repressive thing that you should be ashamed of, which is partially why sex work is still not something that is, you know, properly legalized and regulated and accepted and safe for people, which gives an opportunity for people like these scumbags who kill people because they think they're entitled to maybe find that outlet and maybe blow off some steam.
But not everybody gets what they want, and that is an important lesson
Yes,
to learn
100%.
in life.
Yep.
And,
You have to learn
and
how to
speaking
lose.
of things that we don't necessarily want in life,
Oh wow.
it's time for Tito's midpoint.
Now that's a transition.
Oh wow. You got some shade.
This week we're playing a new game. It's called Breaking Point.
A new game.
Wow.
New one.
Okay. Okay.
And it's about all the conscious uncoupling that's been happening this year.
The what?
Basically,
Divorce.
Basically, love is dead, and we need to talk about
But
it.
not all love is dead.
I would disagree.
Our love is dead after that.
I knew you'd come back.
So, I'm gonna list.
Oh, we'll tongue later.
I'm gonna list.
Is that there's no double entendre to that? That's
just,
just
like,
you
went
putting a
right for
tongue
it.
in his
You're like,
mouth.
yep,
like-
That's very
Going for
literal.
it.
I'm gonna list some celebrity couples, and you guys have to guess if they're still together or if they're broken up.
Okay,
Gonna
Okay.
win this one.
So John Cena and Nikki Bella.
they're broken up.
Together.
Together.
They're broken up.
What?
Do you guys
don't really
even
like
pay
them.
attention
They've
to
been
the
together. They've been together for 6 years.
Yeah, there was some
They're
there was
wrestlers.
some really weird stuff
Did you
though.
say
With
they've been
when
together?
she
That's
moved
why.
in with
They
him, she
have
had
been
to sign a
together.
75-page contract that like throughout the whole thing she was referred to as the guest. Like it was,
yeah, that was gonna
like
work.
that's a
Very
red
That was
flag.
gonna work, I'm so sure.
Yeah.
75 pages.
Yeah, they got engaged on live TV when they had like a couples match because they're wrestlers. So cute. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yes.
Oh, good question. I actually care a
think
lot.
so.
I care a lot
I
about
hope
these
so.
I
two.
think they're together. Buffy, man.
I didn't know they were
really-
together.
she
I
looks
hope
really
they're
good there.
together.
Yes.
They're together.
Yes, love is
and
still
gay.
alive.
They have,
And
they have a
gay.
bunch of
Yeah.
kids too, right? You don't know.
I think they do. Yeah. I don't know.
Let's say they do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody
Makes
else
it more
remember Freddie
heartwarming.
Prinze Sr.
No.
from Chico and the Man? No.
What? There's a
He was an actor, Freddie Prinze.
there's a senior. We should figure.
Was an
Right,
actor.
there's a junior. Yeah. Ruth Negga and Dominic Cooper.
Who?
Ruth Negga.
Oh, I'm okay.
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Don't know him.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either.
I'm gonna say
She was in that
She was just
movie.
nominated
they're
for like
together.
What's
a
she
bunch
in?
of things last year.
She was in an Oscar nominee.
Yeah.
Yeah, about a black woman and a white
Oh
man.
yeah, the first like interracial.
Are you just looking at the picture?
couple thing?
But I think I'm right. Look it up.
Sure,
What it's
together.
called.
She was also
Together.
in S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of
Let's
S.H.I.E.L.D.
say they're together.
Oh.
I don't know. Who gives a crap?
No, they just broke up. They split after
roller
8 years. 8 years.
8
together.
years.
Wow.
That is terrifying.
Yeah. Next, we have Blake Lively and Ryan
They're
Reynolds.
together. They have
They're
to be
together.
together.
We
need
would know.
them.
We would know if they were not.
We need them.
They are, in fact, together.
What a beautiful
so
couple.
great.
eh?
We
Yeah.
have Jennifer Aniston and Justin
No.
Theroux.
No, they broke up.
Fortunately, they broke
What's he
up.
doing with his eyebrow?
After
idea.
2.5 years of marriage and 7 years as a couple. They broke up.
That eyebrow is saying, "Oh, you think I still love her?"
He's so hot.
Or
I think he's
checking
dating.
out. He's checking somebody
Checking
else
someone
out.
else.
He's now dating like a 19-year-old or something.
Of course.
Yeah, he's hot.
Damn.
He can
He's
do
like
that. He can
40
do
something.
that.
He can do that. He's fine
Yeah.
with that.
He's hot.
Emma Watson and Cord Overstreet.
I love him.
What?
Who's he?
How could
From
Cord
Glee.
Overstreet pull Emma Watson in the first place?
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's
really
gorgeous.
good.
Together?
They have a lot
No,
in
he's
common,
nice.
apparently.
Oh, I think-
Not in that picture.
Not according to
Not in that picture, but
not
I
in that
think
picture.
he's
I don't think they're
Yeah,
together.
Yeah, they are a new couple and they are together.
Damn it.
Currently.
I don't have a problem with the coupling. I'm upset I was wrong.
You're
That's all.
competitive. Yeah.
Next, we have Rebecca Gayheart and Eric Dane.
Yes.
I like
They are
him.
together.
McSteamy.
McSteamy, sorry.
Yeah. And she's all right.
She's all right.
Yeah, okay. Together.
I like her face.
After 14 years of marriage, they've
No,
broken up.
they're broken.
Wait, what was
Sorry,
the
they're
answer?
together?
14 years, they've broken up.
We don't care, Ari.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Clearly.
Next, Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick.
100% together.
These are my
forever.
two.
They're never
It's
going
really
to
just her.
be
Love.
apart.
Yes.
If they ever get divorced, that will mean
Look at that. Look
love
at
is
that.
dead.
That's
There
amazing.
you go. That's a good way. of
Yeah, they're
ending
pretty
it.
happy.
They're together. Actually.
Right? Like legit. I want that.
Me too.
Now,
You're
the
closer
best,
than I
best
am.
couple of the moment, obviously, right now. Chrissy Teigen and John Legend.
We know
Oh,
that's
that's
together. We know they
Or
are.
are they?
Yes.
Oh, do you know something?
No, they're
Spill the
together.
tea.
TMZ, come on. You're starting
Well,
your own
after
rumors.
these latest tweets, who knows?
Oh, we'll get
We'll
to that
get
in a
into
second.
that,
Yeah.
Next, we have Lena Dunham and Jack Antonoff.
Yikes.
Who I always
Knew
thought he
that
was
that
cute.
was a-
Oh, he's fantastic.
He's like the lead
talk about
singer.
her.
of the
I don't
Glee
think
show.
they're
He
together.
was part of Fun.
No, I'm gonna say they
I think
broke it
they're
up.
together.
And he has another
All
band
right.
too.
All right.
know.
All right.
Let's
Who
see.
do I know? You're like, all right, bitch. Maybe.
They are apart.
They have broken up recently after more than 5 years together.
There you go.
Boom.
Wow. Ouch. Ouch.
This end of the table versus that end of the table.
But we got all the others right.
The last one is just what killed me.
What?
Yeah, no, they're broken
for
up.
real.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was big news.
Channing.
This was such big news.
They are the
heartbreaking.
cutest, and they've always been the
was.
cutest.
But did you hear that
I'm
Channing
out of
Tatum
the-
said that he's gay now?
No,
What?
he didn't. You're lying, and he.
You are totally
I'm
lying.
breaking
I'm trying to
news.
give you guys a moment of joy that comes out
A
of
lot of
this.
fake news
He
in the
said he's
segment.
bisexual,
Tito.
didn't he? Didn't he say he was
Nearly
bi?
9 years together, they have split up.
Jeez.
I think he did say
Well,
he was
they're still
bisexual.
friends.
Thank
I
you
think. I can't
for ending on a high note.
Sad news.
Yeah.
And that wraps up Tito's midpoint.
Oh, Tito.
And that brings us to talking point number 2 that don't impress me much. Okay, So both
Let him have it.
Shania Twain
That was a good one. I don't know what you guys want from him.
and Kanye West spoke out in favor of Donald Trump, and both got in trouble. This seems to be a thing, where Zan got in trouble.
What happens?
Okay,
You
so
can't say anything.
Kanye West, actually, the Shania, actually, she
start
gave an
with
interview. This was an interview with the Guardian newspaper in the UK, and she was asked about this. And
This was when he was first running, though, right?
No, this was
No,
like
this
a
is like
while
last
ago.
week.
Yeah.
this is yeah,
recent.
No, like when she made her comments.
Yeah,
no,
like last
no,
week.
this is
Like
last
all
week.
of this was very, very recent.
Yeah, and she said I would
Someone read their email.
No, but she's talking about she would have voted. for him.
voted for him in
At the time.
2016.
Yes,
but
that's right.
she
Yeah, I
gave
understand
the
what you're saying.
interview.
Right, yeah,
last
I get
week.
it, I get it.
Do you?
I'm just saying her thought process was thinking
like, let's
that in
just-
the past, if she were able to have voted, she would have voted for him.
You're just digging the
in
hole, man.
moment.
You're digging
Let's
the
dig
hole.
into this more.
Okay. What she said was, I would have voted for him because even though he was offensive, he seemed honest. Do you want straight or polite? Not that you shouldn't be able to have both. If I were voting, I just don't want bullshit. I would have voted for a feeling that it was transparent, and politics has a reputation of not being that, right? Then, of course, she got in trouble and she had to issue an apology.
You
Poor
can't
girl.
like Trump.
I would like to apologize to anybody I have offended in a recent interview. The question caught me off guard as a Canadian, which she is.
Like that people always
I
have
like
to
that she said that as a
apologize.
Canadian,
I
because
regret-
really,
Isn't
why
she,
are you
like,
asking
reneging
her that
on what she
question?
exactly just
That's
said?
not her
Although-
To be
president.
honest,
That's
she's
not
like,
her
that. She's like,
president.
I was just joking.
Although, what she said was,
No, I think she just came across.
what she said was, I regret answering this unexpected question without giving my response more context.
or
Well, more-
just being
more
informed
context.
at the
Like
time.
this whole idea of like, oh, I was taken out of context. No.
I mean, I do understand what she was saying. This idea of looking for somebody who is transparent and honest and
yes,
different.
but already knew was a liar. He was lying throughout the entire campaign.
so
he
what I-
transparently
In a different way.
lied.
Yes,
what I
but
think-
at the time, like that's the information that she had, and that's
No,
why
no,
she's
but she's
saying.
speaking on it now.
again,
Speaking on it
this-
Knowing
now.
Trump now,
Couple
years
she's
ago.
speaking on him.
Yeah, but she's talking about how her like
No,
how
I
she
don't think
thought.
she is.
No, but she's not
When-
saying I would have voted for him then, but I realize now that would have been a mistake.
Yes, is
she's
that not
saying
what she's
I would have
I
saying?
would
voted
have
for him
voted
then.
for him.
I think
Knowing what
maybe-
she knows about him now.
But maybe,
Maybe that's
she,
the out of context part. Maybe she didn't get that across.
Maybe that's it. Maybe she didn't say that part of
be
it,
her
but
lawyer.
meant like looking for a.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
she can't be that stupid.
Well,
Why can't she give her opinion? Guys, like, why can't we give our honest opinions?
Oh, no,
She
I-
cares about honesty. She's giving her honest opinion. I don't understand what the problem is. If she wants to
Right.
vote for Trump,
Oh, I
that's her
don't-
own
right.
I don't
political
really-
why,
stance.
why
it's
does
in
everybody
Why
have
do
to
we have to
apologize?
be so upset with her for giving
I
us
don't-
her honest opinion? I don't understand
Because
it.
it was in a public interview, in a thing, and if she's going to give her opinion, we're all going to give that right back.
And you know what? She has albums to sell, and this got
Yes.
people talking about her. So,
100%.
you
I do
know.
love
I
Shania
just don't
Twain.
get it why we should care
They're
about
not
her
selling,
political
girl.
views.
They're not right. Yeah, this is going to help.
That's how I feel
Well,
about Kanye.
Kanye West, he has an album coming out, and he tweeted.
Three.
He just dropped two.
Oh, well,
songs
whatever.
this weekend?
Whatever.
Yeah, he has 3 debuts coming out in June. Tiana Taylor, Nas, and his own.
Okay, and we wouldn't be
Tiana,
talking about him now if he hadn't have tweeted, you don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We are both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love
Oh,
everyone.
extra, eh? So dramatic.
Okay, and
Finished
then
up by saying, winning.
he tweeted that, then Kim Kardashian gave him
Love.
the once over, and he then
Good for
tweeted,
her.
my wife.
Yeah,
yelled
I
at
love
me.
that tweet.
Yeah.
My wife
Always-
just said, let me just clarify that because
Yes.
my wife.
But people
Yeah.
always
not
come
feeling what I
for
said.
her, and like she defended
No,
him.
she defend.
But at the same time, she defended him in a way that like we don't have the same opinion, but he's
She's totally right.
my man, and like
But then all
fine.
these celebrities, after Kanye tweeted this,
Supported him more.
unfollowed Kanye, Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, Rihanna, Ariana Grande, Harry Styles, Katy Perry, Nicki Minaj, Kendrick Lamar.
Nicki unfollowing Kanye is.
A bunch of people said, we're not following you on Twitter
I didn't
anymore.
know that. Oh my goodness.
So
I'm gonna fact check this. Later.
well, first of all, I think Kanye's just
Yeah,
crazy and
Yes.
whatever.
100%.
And I also think he has
He's
albums to
definitely a little
sell,
nuts.
and he's a publicity whore, and this is just to get attention. That's what I
he
think.
doesn't need
Any
that
other
to sell
thoughts?
albums.
No, that's exactly what it is.
We've seen Kanye's history. He's always been against the grain. If we are one side, if the popular opinion is one side, he's always on the other side. Remember Taylor Swift?
Yeah, but that's a stupid way to live.
Oh,
You
I'm
know
not
what I mean?
saying
Like,
it's a great way.
I
I'm
think
just saying
the
this is
general
very typical
grain-
Kanye. He's consistent, man. He's consistent. That's
true.
You have to
Yes,
give him that.
this was his Kanye. My wife just called me and she wanted me to make this clear to everyone. I don't agree with everything Trump does.
That's it.
That's it.
But yeah, I think he also comes across really wrong when he says shit.
But then also,
That he
like,
agrees
Donald
with?
Trump's going to protect his money, and that's what Kanye's all about. He's about his money, and that's
Right,
what
and they
Donald
had
Trump
that.
is going to
Remember, they had
protect.
that meeting in Trump Tower.
Yeah.
The two,
A while
But we
back,
need
yeah.
to talk about the text messages between him and John
Okay, so
Legend.
what's the text
you see?
messages
Of course.
between Kanye and John Legend?
So as soon as he posted that, John Legend texted him and was like telling him like you can't say this shit and basically, and then he texted him back and he's like, I love you, John, and I appreciate your opinion, but I don't agree with you. And then he posted a picture.
He posted it, yeah.
Of the text on like
Kanye did.
yeah, and so John messaged him back and he's like he did another thing and then at the end he was like, and if you're gonna post pictures of our text messages, at least tell people that I have a new single out.
So cute.
That's pretty great.
So
That
cute.
is
Love
well
him.
I just want to mention this is Stormy Daniels, of course, the porn star who.
I thought it was, for a second, I legit thought it was a host on Fox News. Like one of,
Stormy is also the
Yeah,
name of
sure
looks like it.
Kylie's baby.
I know.
Also,
Unfortunate.
Michael Avenatti, her lawyer,
He's fine.
he's fine.
Right?
I'm picturing him and Tito
something.
together.
Yeah,
Oh, I see
I
that.
can picture that
Oh,
too.
and Tito's like, keep going with this.
I see that. Well, there's been a lot of controversy over the raid on Michael Cohen's office. Michael Cohen being the personal lawyer of Donald Trump, but
What's the controversy?
they had that it was not fair. That
According
it was
to
not
who?
right.
They wouldn't have done it with
According
the,
to
with
Trump's supporters, of
Yeah,
course.
but they have warrants, so obviously it was fair. Like that's the
right, but that the judge
And
may-
also, people don't know what
I
they
agree.
found yet. So.
Well, right. Well, they're saying that because Michael Cohen is the lawyer, that any communication would be privileged, client attorney privilege. But then Trump went on Fox News and said, oh, Michael Cohen, he's not really a lawyer, he's a businessman, and anyway, any legal stuff he does for me, it's a teeny tiny fraction of what he does in his legal practice. So totally shooting his legal team's
then why
argument in the foot.
Then why do you care? Just let them investigate. If they're going to investigate, let them investigate.
If you have
Because
nothing
he's
to
got something
fear,
on.
if you have nothing to fear, that if you are not guilty of anything, let them investigate
do
and clear
it.
your name. But what I find interesting, and this is also something I didn't know, is that when they go and they take documents from like an attorney's office, there may be documents that are protected by attorney-client privilege, and there may be documents that are not. So they have to send in people to go over the documents and make sure that certain documents aren't tainted by the investigation.
I see.
So the Department of Justice has appointed a special master to oversee a taint team.
A taint master?
The way you said it, Tito.
And to me, it just sounds like
You are a taint master.
To me, it just sounds like Stormy Daniels' next movie. The special master and the taint team.
Not bad, eh?
Tito, bop of the week.
Bob of the week. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed. It's Ariana Grande. No Tears Left to Cry. The video is
I will
amazing.
give you Ariana Grande.
I actually
She
know
is
that
great.
song.
And
So
Yes.
I literally
It's gonna be
changed
number
my
one.
Grindr profile name
Crazy.
to No Tears Left to Cry, and it's upside down.
Bueno?
Anyway, that's
No
how
tears.
obsessed I am.
Well,
So if
that's
you're
not
trying to
very-
find
if you're-
Tito.
if
So
you're
remember
trying
that, guys.
If you want classic
That's his new
Ariana
name.
Grande, go back and listen to the original cast recording of 13.
Okay.
Jason Robert Brown. Yeah.
Fun fact.
I mean,
Not
it's
what
Ariana
you would
Grande. She's pretty
expect of Ariana Grande.
She's pretty great.
Interesting.
She's very talented.
Well, thank you, Doug, for your bop of the week.
Thank you. Fred, what, if we want to find the point, what do we do?
Oh, well, first of all, if you're watching us on YouTube, of course, subscribe to us on YouTube. It helps us greatly and costs you nothing. Of course, if you really want to help us, go to our crowdfunding site. That's on Patreon, patreon.com/thepointguys. You can also find us on Reverie, the world's largest LGBTQ online streaming service. That's reverie.tv. We're also available as an audio podcast. Look for us there on iTunes. You can also email us, thepointguys@gmail.com. thepointguys.com. And follow us on the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram at The Point Guys.
Cool.
So that's where.
That's where. Okay. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leah.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. We have a new show every Tuesday, so we will see you next Tuesday on The Point.